Okay, I'm gonna save again, because this is where it was supposed to save. Okay. It didn't do it last time. I did it 3 times and only the last 2 times worked. So, I triple saved and alright. So, the investigation begins. Now I can walk around. I see next to the statue there's a fallen giant spotlight on the ground. I'm gonna examine that. There is an overturned spotlight here. When the Yatagarasu appeared, the audience that was waiting for the speech to start panicked. I suppose that's when someone must have knocked it over. I'm having a tough time visualizing the mass confusion that took place here. I thought to use my whip to capture the Yatagarasu. However, there were people in my way and I was unable to land even a single lash. I suppose it means that some other poor saps were hit instead. I see. I'm gonna go to the far... Oh, this is the rose bush. Is it possible that the Yatagarasu hid in these bushes? Of course not! They're rose bushes! You've been spending so much time with Scruffy and that girl, they're rubbing off on you. But it's alright. I'll wake you up of your stupor. Now! The next time you feel like sleep talking, remember that I'll whip you for real! All I tried to do was offer up a possibility, and this is what I get? Okay, now I'm gonna examine the statue of the woman herself. A statue of a woman. I wonder if the lady is pouring water. It says that it's a statue of the queen who spoke of love to King Primidox. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it seems that you are lousy at reading a woman's heart. I opened my mouth about a statue and she somehow made a leap to that. Okay. Now I'm gonna examine the pond. There are roses scattered on the surface of the water, creating a pleasant fragrance. It's not just for aesthetics. This pool's water is also used in putting out fires. I see. Oh. The pool stopped filling itself automatically. Yeah, now we see the water, it stops. And the pool is a perfectly balanced height. There's like 1 feet, like 2 bricks wide, 2 bricks tall from being overflown. Like, oops, I clicked the organizer. The fountain spouts are set to stay open until the pool's water reaches a center level. If this water is used to put out fires, I suppose it must be refilled to its normal level, which suggests that this pool was recently used somehow in this embassy. Well, yeah, because there was actually a fire. Duh! I guess I'll take some notes about it just in case. Fountain spouts data jotted down in my organizer. Wow! God damn it, Larry, what are you doing here? He suddenly just popped out of water. Whew. I'm gonna take some a sip of water. Okay. Go! How dare you surprise me like that? I'm sorry. Oh, hey, Edgy. Thanks for what you did back there. Your gratitude alone is enough. More importantly, Larry, this pool is not for your personal enjoyment. I know that! Do you really think I'm the type to just lump around in the pool and swim around for fun?
Objection!
Edgeworth ... Alright then. Did you by chance fall into the pool? Nice guess, but no dice. So, you know my son, right, Edgy? Your son? I guess I kinda lost sight of him when I shook hands with the ambassador. And I'm pretty sure he was around here when I last saw him. Whipped! You imbecile! How can you be so flippant at a time like this? What are you going to do if your son fell into the pool? And how old is this child of yours anyway? Huh? Oh, how old is he again?
Hold it!
Larry, this is the first I've heard of a son. Who exactly is the mother? The mother? Oh, that chick. The pink princess. The pink princess?
Hold it!
Miss Von Karma. I was a bit confused by this man's word for a bit there. However, I believe that what he's looking for is the doll of the Iron Infant. Yep, because I'm the steel samurai through and through, heart and soul. And the Iron Infant is my cute little son. You have given an whole new meaning to the phrase an astounding fool. Larry, we have not seen hide nor hair of the Iron Infant. But rest assured that if we should find him, we'll let you know. Now get out of here! Sounds good! In that case, I'll go search over there! in the sink. He's looking at the bottom of the pool. Hey, wait! Well, it's not as if he'll get very far swimming around in that pool. And though he's unrelated to the murders, I'm sure he sure knows how to cause a lot of trouble. God damn it. Alright. I walked around, I see another statue. It's a man holding a sword, but it looks off. Like it's not asymmetrically next to the pool. Wait a minute. The pose he's making. He's on one knee, his hand in the air, holding a sword, and he's with these, and his other arm is resting on his ankle for balance. But had he had a cape, let's say with a wing design, that could have been the Yatagarasu. But okay, I'm gonna examine that. Hashtag hold it. Yeah. This statue bears a resemblance to the Primidox statue. The plaque says King Primidox and the battlefield. Superhero pose. Hashtag superhero landing. In order to save the Queen, King Primidox put his life on the line and went to war. So Primidox was actually a person of royal blood? I thought it was simply someone imitating a character from an ancient legend. Well, what surprised me is that a real person who looked like the Steel Samurai existed. I suppose there's that too. Okay, I'm gonna check the other spotlight. There is an overturned spotlight here. When the Yatagarasu appeared, the audience that was waiting for the speech to start panic. I suppose that's when someone must have knocked it over. Okay, the same is the same dialogue. But yeah. That spotlight is overturned while the other spotlight is bare, just practically underground. Like it keeled over. And I guess it's more rose bushes. Oh, there are some beautiful roses here. They appear to be well maintained.
You're being too nice, Miles Edgeworth. The arrangement is devoid of any design sense. Roses only shine where they are grouped by color, one color per location. They lose their beauty when they're all mixed together like this.
I can't tell if she's being sarcastic or not. Because, yeah, there's different kind of roses. We have red, pink, and yellow. And they're like randomly mixed like that. And some people find it pretty when they're all mixed. But some people like it better when they're like this is a blush with only rose, pink roses, or another bush with red roses, or another one with yellow roses. Like, it's a question of aesthetics. Like, I think that since like Francesca is from Germany, she likes when everything is well organized.
On second thought, there's a rather serious look on her face, so I better leave it be.
They should really rethink the proper balance of these roses.
Of all the people to comment on the proper balance of things.
I'm gonna check my logic box. Only one, the connected fireplace, and that's it. Okay. Here I see Agent Lang with one of his subordinates, Men in Black. I'm gonna examine there's some kind of stool next to the steps that goes into the embassy and the ambassador's office. So I'm gonna examine that.
I suppose Ambassador Alba sat in this chair.
Ambassador Alba is very elderly. The chair was prepared for him should he have gotten tired during his speech.
In that case, why did he plan to make his speech sitting down in the first place?
The ambassador is also quite prideful, that's why.
He sounds like my old principal from grade school who speaks at assemblies.
This is the podium.
So this is where Ambassador Alba was to give his speech.
The stage was set up nicely, however, where was the audience supposed to sit?
Perhaps they were supposed to sit around the edge of the pool?
That's such poor planning. If there was no place other than the spot or two by the pool, they really should have made seating arrangements like how the gallery is set up in court.
Indeed. You can sense that consideration for the viewers was sticking with those.
So in the end, the speaker and the audience were to stand the whole time, huh?
Yes. Although I suspect the audience would have liked to sit down after a while.
Yeah, they were meant to stand. There's nothing else around, so I'm gonna talk with the agent.
How is the investigation proceeding on your end?
Langji says that's top secret. If you're going to attempt to imitate your superior, at least do it well.
I don't suppose you believe in the accidental leakage of information.
I'm gonna talk to Lang.
Have you finished checking out all Have you finished checking out all the bystanders? Yes, sir! And we found 14 counts of pickpocketing, 16 counts of illegal parking, and one person ran a light, sir. Don't tell me we didn't find out anything related to the case. Sir, not a single thing, sir. Well, for now, let's just get those other lawbreakers down to the precinct.
Oh boy. 31 arrests. More to the count. Game. Agent Lang.
Well, if it isn't Mr. Prosecutor.
I would just like to thank you for your assistance earlier.
Make no mistake. It's not like I was trying to help you with what I did.
After I left, did you receive word from Ambassador Alba?
We're to wrap up our bodyguard assignment at the end of today. Oddly enough, we received word from HQ to return home on an urgent matter. As if I can be so easily called away from this case after I've gone this far. I swear that I found the truth and drag it out screaming into the light. You're with me on that, right, Mr. Prosecutor? ...
Yatagarasu's appearance. Okay. You were working as Ambassador Alba's bodyguard at the time. So naturally you witnessed when the Yatagarasus appeared, correct?
Yeah, I saw the thief alright, with my own 2 eyes.
The picture of the...
The Yatagarasu was always there, lurking in the shadows. But when the spotlight were turned on for Ambassador Alba's speech, a shadow appeared. That's when cries of, "It's the Yatagarasu!" rang out. Then the next second, the spotlights went out. And by the time we got to the area lit again, the deaf thief had vanished. When we investigated afterwards, we found out that the reason the light went out was because someone had unplugged the extension plug for all the outdoors electronics. Whether it was someone doing it on purpose or simply a guest who had tripped over it, we'll never know. But one thing is for certain, the Yatagarasu was here.
So you're saying that basically all you saw was the thief's silhouette?
Yeah.
Objection!
If all you saw was a shadow, then it's entirely possible that the shadow belonged to someone else. Ha! Good thinking, sis. You just might be right. If it weren't for the fact that there was no one else with that same shape, not among the staff or the audience members, my men have already done a thorough check of everyone, so I know I'm right.
Someone else's shadow?
Yeah, that's my theory too, but we need to find what was put on the statue to make it appear like that. Because right now, both spotlights were messed with because of the panic. So it's gonna be difficult to recreate how the spotlights were set. Unless we have little teeth.
That sounds like a plausible hypothesis. The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu. I believe I figured out its true origin.
I expected no less from my subordinate. Now, let's hear what you know on the subject.
What really cast the shadow of the Yatagarasu?
Okay, I'm gonna select the Primidoc statue, see if it works.
Take that!
The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu? Is it not possible that it was created by this statue?
Objection!
Are you playing me for a fool, Miles Edgeworth? This statue bears absolutely no resemblance to the shadow of the Yatagarasu.
You are correct. However, this statue is but one part of the whole picture.
What do you mean by only one part?
What is the other part of the real form of the Yatagarasu shadow?
Okay. I don't know.
I'm checking left and right.
Okay, I'm gonna save. I'm gonna select the spotlight, but unless no, I'm gonna try the other statue, the woman and man statue who overlay on top of each other to create a different form. I'm gonna say that.
Take that!
It's another statue.
The Yatagarasu's shadows was made from the shadows of these two statues.
Made? What do you mean by that?
Right now, the spotlights are all over the place. This is because they were moved when the guests were in a panic state. However, if we were to restore the light to where they were when the thief appeared...
You believe that the two shadow will create the Yatagarasu's shadow?
Precisely. Now then, watch as I reveal the true form of the Yatagarasu. First, if we set up a spotlight to cast a shadow of King Primidox on the battlefield...
Okay. Yeah.
The shadow of the king statue would appear on the backdrop of the stage.
And now we see the man with the sword up in the air. And I don't know what's produced the thing that looks like an helmet, but because that's not the Primidox's hair.
Likewise, if we set a light up on the queen who spoke of love to King Primidox,
okay,
her silhouette will also appear on the backdrop of the stage.
now we see the shadow of only the woman, but like she's doing a pose with an arm down and an arm up, like her left arm is doing something, but I don't see how both of them. I don't see how both statues reproduce the figure, but we'll see. Aha! So if we were to combine the two shadows, no, it looks nothing like the Yatagarasu's shadow. Yeah, that's what I said. How's that, George? How do you explain this grotesque shape?
Calm down, Francesca. The way the light needs to be shown on the queen statue is wrong.
What do you mean by that?
I believe that the whole of the king's shadow needs to be used for this to work. However, in the case of the queen, I don't believe her whole shadow is needed. Rather, the person who created the shadow only used one part of her shadow.
Only one part? Okay, now I see an outline of green to produce... Oh! Okay. Now I see. I see the green outline of the wings on the shadow that would produce like the wingscape. And I figured out that it's only the woman's hand. Like when you put a light in front of something very up close, it makes a giant shadow. Like you can produce a very big shadow of her hand
on the wall if you put your hand close to the projector. So what they did is they used the statue of the woman's hand close to the projector to make a set of wings and then overlap it on top of the man's statue, and that looks like
Yes, and that one part alone is enough to fill in the rest of the Yatagarasu's shadow.
Why did you say that in the first place?
You're right, I apologize. So, what part of the queen's statue was used to complete the Yatagarasu's shadow? Her hand.
Take that!
Think back to what is missing in our shadows. 5 long, thin areas, correct? Now, what does that remind you of?
Ah!
That's right. It can only be the shadow of the queen's left hand. Francisca, can we please adjust the spotlight position so that it only shines on the queen's left hand?
Alright, let's give it a try and see what we get.
yeah. The more I look at it, now I see that to make the wings, there was like the head, then the thumb, the sword, and the rest of the fingers. Those make the silhouette of
It's... Yeah, this is exactly like the shadow I saw.
The culprit must have changed the spotlight's positioning beforehand, and then pulled the plug after people saw what the culprit wanted them to see. In their panic, the guests must have moved the spotlights around, which we can assume was also part of the culprit's plan. By the time the lights came back on, the Yatagarasu's shadow had vanished, which means that the Yatagarasu was a construct from the very beginning.
Yeah! Take that!
So you see, the Yatagarasu never did visit Alabasta tonight. The only country that Thief visited was Babal, although it can be assumed that the Yatagarasu had an accomplice in Alabasta.
An accomplice? But who?
I haven't figured that out yet, but I assume it was the person who set up the shadow show. I sense that the biggest clue yet to solving this case is the existence of this accomplice.
investigation complete. Question mark. How's the investigation going? Oh, it's bad.
Detective Bad, have you come to join us in investigating the Yatagarasu?
I've left the murder in Agent Lang's charge. And my only target from the very beginning is the Yatagarasu, so yes.
So, what have you found out?
I got a piece of evidence.
May I see it?
Sure, but you might regret it.
We're here because we are ready to face whatever may come. So if you please.
When people heard the commotion, bystanders started gathering. And one woman claimed, "I'm telling you, I'm a genuine international journalist." Oh, this is Loud Heart. She gave me an interesting picture.
A journalist?
Well, actually, she's a freelance cameraman. Yep, that's Loud Heart. This is the photo I got from her. Whoa!
What in the world?
It looks like it's either I don't know where she took that picture from, but it looks like someone is walking the wall, someone is wall running the wall of the Alabastion embassy, like running sideways on the wall, like in the Matrix. It's either that or smut on the camera, because the shadow looks like it could be the Yatagarasu, but how would she be able to get it on her get it on picture? And as you know, Lala Hart, when she presents visual evidence, it's never what it seems. I saw it with my own eyes, I tell ya. Gosh darn it. The Yatagarasu is flying through the air. The times, they are a-changing. It's not just man, but evidence. Even they lie to us now.
When was this photo taken?
Apparently right after the fires on the 4th and 5th floors were put out. It was taken from a nearby building that you can see the embassy from.
I see. So this was taken after the fire.
Photo of Yatagarasu data jotted down in my organizer. The blur in this picture took off from the Babalese embassy, flew over the boundary and headed for the embassy of Alabasta.
Objection!
This is simply not possible! People are incapable of flight!
Is that a fact? I've had the pleasure of dealing with a case involving a flying person once.
Yeah. The flying body of Elise Donim. ... Francesca doesn't even remember, even though she prosecuted for that trial on the first day. Actually, come to think of it, I've come across a case like that as well. 2, actually. Yeah, the second one would be with Maximilian the Magician. Maybe it happens more often than we think, Mirror.
Am I up to the task of solving the mystery behind this photograph?
Well, the Yatagarasu took off from the Babalese embassy, so I should... This is Edward.
The Yatagarasu took off from the Babalese embassy, so I should start from there. Francesca, I need to return to the Babel investigation for a bit.
Alright! Okay. I'll continue investigating on this side of the building.
Alright, I'm counting on you.
Welcome back, Mr. Edgeworth! Now come on, let's get back to our investigation!
Yes, let's.
Now Francesca is no longer my partner, now it's Kay. Where am I going with this? There's no one to greet me on the Babalese side. I'm going in. Yeah. Polino went back inside the Babalese embassy. March 14, 10:37 p.m. Babalese Embassy, Secretariat's office. The body has been removed. To think, after all that running around, we're right back where we started.
It would appear that way. Hi, Mr. Edgeworth.
Have you found Manny Skiller yet?
I'm terribly sorry, Ambassador Polino, but I have yet to find the killer.
Then I guess his murder was really the work of the Yatagarasu. Let's get one thing straight. It was the work of the fake Yatagarasu. The real Yatagarasu is a noble vigilante who is only out to steal the truth.
Miss Faraday, please don't make such a sad face. If there's anything I can do for you, all you have to do is ask, alright?
Mr. Paulino?
Actually, there is one thing you can do. Will you allow us to take another look around? We didn't have enough time to conduct a thorough investigation earlier. Oh sure, please feel free to investigate to your heart's content. Also, there are a few questions I'd like to ask you personally, Ambassador. If it will bring a smile back to Miss Faraday's face, then I'll gladly answer anything.
Thank you, Mr. Paulino. You're a total gentleman.
Ha ha ha! You don't have to waste such nice words on me, little miss.
Hey, Sir Paulino.
Those two sure got chummy awfully quickly.
You know, it's easy to say we're going to investigate, but where should we begin?
We should probably start by comparing the state of this room before and after the fire. And then we should look into the matter of the suspicious person you spotted.
Yeah, when I came into this room, that person was already gone. But I'm willing to bet that the person I was chasing is Mr. Coach and Skiller.
We don't know that yet. However, it's hard to believe that person is unrelated. Furthermore, because the key Yatagarasu stole 7 years ago was found here, it signals that perhaps Miss Yu is also somehow involved.
I knew it! That woman is almost definitely Mr. Coach and Skiller.
Yet again, we don't know that. There are too many mysteries to be solved in this case.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Yatagarasu mysteries, I received a most mysterious photo from Detective Bad.
Uncle Bad? He's taking part in the investigation too?
Yes, he has been chasing after Yatagarasu for all these years.
Uncle Bad.
Now then, I was told that this photo was taken just after the fire.
What? This kinda looks like the person in the long coat I was chasing. Does this mean that I was chasing the fake Yatagarasu after all?
I don't know the answer to your question, but I don't think people can fly either.
But this could be how that person escaped.
Well, we need to investigate a bit more before we can say anything about that. In any case, let's not dawdle anymore and pick up our investigation where we left off.
Begin investigation. Babylese Embassy Secretariat's office. Here you go. This is debris from the fan that fell from the ceiling. This is the part I never get to investigate that I finally could. I'm gonna start with that. There's a lot of water on the floor. And I'm gonna examine the window if they could allow me. There.
You can see the Alabastian Embassy through this window.
So where were you when you were investigating over there, Mr. Edgeworth?
You can see it from here. I was there on the 5th floor. That's where the Mask II was killed.
What? You don't mean the Mask II? Aw, poor guy. As a fellow second generation thief, I can't just turn a blind eye to this.
Even though the Mask II was merely an imposter of the original.
Okay. I'm gonna check the fireplace. Maybe it has a switch too.
A fireplace, huh? So Baba's office have them too.
Two?
There is a fireplace in relatively the same location in the Alabastian office. However, we found something there that I'd rather not recall ever again. I still can't believe that we found that lady's undershirt in the fireplace.
Huh? If it was that traumatizing, why don't you try creating new memories with these fireplace? You could just climb inside and we can play hide and seek.
And come out covered in soot? I think not.
Ah, you really are no sense of fun, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm gonna examine this.
Oh, it appears that this area was heavily damaged by the fire.
I see. Yeah, I see the desk. There's a burned book. There's some burned documents. There's Babbly's ink. There's some sort of, I think it's a phone. And something I cannot tell what it is. This looks like a nameplate. And the ambassador's chair was tilted on the floor. And the floor is wet. Yeah, I guess we should hurry up and get started examining everything.
We'll not rest until inspecting every suspicious looking nook and cranny.
Here you go. I'm gonna examine the chair.
That looks like a very comfortable chair.
Well, it doesn't look at all that broken, so why don't you just try sitting on it?
No, I better not. It's very important that we preserve the crime scene at all times.
Wait, but you're always touching all sorts of things at crime scenes.
That's because I'm a prosecutor and it's part of my job to examine things.
And my job is to be a great thief!
Which is exactly why you are not allowed to touch anything.
Oh! There's a drawer half open. I didn't notice this before. I'm gonna check that.
It would appear that this desk also fell victim to the fire.
But it doesn't look too damaged. Oh, I think we can rifle through this drawer a bit.
I suppose we really should take a look.
Okay. There's some pen. There's a weird piece of paper and another note. And I'm gonna check with the note.
It seems that the contents of this drawer survived the fire rather well.
Now that's a sturdy desk. I guess that's the value of solid wood construction. Let's see if there's anything useful left in here, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm gonna examine this.
This is a rather unusual shape for a notepad. I suppose this must be another souvenir from somewhere.
I'm gonna examine the book that's been burned.
It looks like a bunch of flyers with coupons attached to them.
Babal sure gives away a lot of different coupons. Maybe I should create one of my own. I could call it the Great Thief Coupon.
And what kind of discount would that net you?
The 5-finger kind. What else? And I'd steal an extra thing or two for the bearer.
Things such as...
Such as the truth. What else would I steal?
Well, I wouldn't give to have a mountain of your coupons right about now.
Okay. I'll try this.
Manny Cochin. His name is written here on his nameplate.
Why would you put a nameplate? Why would you put a nameplate with your name on it in your own office?
I suppose it's to inform people in case they walked into the wrong room by mistake.
You think maybe it's also there to remind you of your own name if you forget?
Well, either way, it's never a bad thing to sit a nameplate on one's desk.
Okay, I'm gonna examine the thing I couldn't examine. Like, I cannot identify this piece.
There is only one book left standing there.
That's a book?
Treasures of the World.
Wait, what? Let me see that. I see. Aha! The most important part was blackened by the fire.
Why, cruel fate, why? Looks like the map of where the treasures are located has been burnt. There is a bottle of Babbly's ink on Mr. Cochin's desk.
And it looks like there's still a lot of ink left inside.
The seal is unbroken, so the fire probably couldn't get into the bottle to burn up the ink.
Hey, Mr. Paulino, it looks like your precious Babbly's ink is alright after all.
What? That's odd. Ambassador, what do you mean by that? Well, it's just that there is something strange about the ink. Would you mind elaborating on that statement for me, please?
Okay, I need to walk right to him. Okay.
Now then, Ambassador, I'd like to ask about your movements before the fire broke out. Before the fire? Which fire you're talking about? Which one? There was more than one tonight? Huh? Oh, I see. I guess you didn't hear about it. We had 2 fires here at the Babbly's embassy tonight. What a bother all of that was.
Wait! But the only fire we know about is the one after the Jamming Ninjas show.
Oh well, the first occurred at the start of the Jamming Ninjas show.
Luckily, only the 4th and 5th floor on the embassy caught on fire. Not wanting to cause a panic among the theater goers, we decided to keep it internal.
Then the fire after the Jamming Ninjas show was the second one of the night?
Exactly.
So the fire I witnessed was the second one. Come to think of it, didn't Detective Bad make reference to the first fire?
Flashback.
When was this photo taken?
Apparently, right after the fires on the 4th and 5th floor were put out.
I suppose this means that the photo was taken just after the first fire was put out.
Photo of Yatagarasu data updated in my organizer. So then, what was the extent of the damage in the second fire?
The second fire was contained to this floor, the 3rd floor. I think it was leftover embers from the fire on the floors above is what caused it. That's, how should I put this, a very bad stroke of luck. My office on the 5th floor, Manny's office here, and Manny's himself, all gone in the blink of an eye. Fires and Babal data jotted down in my organizer.
I feel so sorry for you, Mr. Paulino.
Oops, look at me, going on and on. Now then, what was it you wanted to ask again? We were discussing what your action and whereabouts for today were. And if you happen to know, what Mr. Cochin's action and whereabouts were as well.
Yes, very well, let's see.
I've been quite busy all day from morning until now. First, I woke up, then I brushed my teeth. After that, I had a roll for breakfast. Fascinating. How about if you just skip to the relevant parts for me? Oh, you'd like a condensed version? Alright, I can do that for you. Morning activities, alright? So what did Mr. Cochins and you do this morning? Well, originally we were supposed to meet and shake hands with the Jamming Ninja. But Manny and I wanted to turn into a photo op, so we were here tidying up this office. You helped clean Mr. Cochin's office? Why were you not cleaning your own? Oh, I think I forgot to mention this, but my office is currently undergoing renovation.
Renovation. The Babalese embassy is undergoing renovation from top to bottom. In the logic box. Which is why both the Primidoc statue and the Babalese knife set are down here.
I see.
Oh, but the tidying didn't take much, really. We just burned some files we no longer needed and expired coupons in the fireplace. A fire of expired coupons. I bet cleaning up the fireplace must have been a real pain though, huh? About that. I kinda forgot to clean the ashes out. Ha ha ha. I guess I'm up a creek without Manny here to get angry at me.
Hold it!
An ambassador like yourself has been on the receiving end of a secretary's anger?
Oh, he was very good at being very mad. Why, even just this morning he got mad at me. I spilled some Babalese ink in onto the back wall when I was burning the files, you see. And he got mad at me, saying that I should treat the ink with more respect.
Apparently, orders go up the chain. Apparently, orders go up the chain of commands around here.
Ambassador Palino's testimony, jotted down by organizer. That's about it. What we did this morning, just some cleaning.
Don't tell me you have no other work to do being an ambassador and all.
Afternoon activities.
Now then, if you could tell me what you and Mr. Cochin did this afternoon.
Well, Manny and I went down together to the Theatrum Neutralis. We had to be there for the start of the Steel Samurai stage show. After the show started, I went back to my office with the 5th floor alone.
So they were together until the start of the Steel Samurai show.
A little while later, after I had straightened myself up a bit, I returned to the theater because I was to take part in the photo op on stage at the end of the show.
There was a commemorative photo op at the end.
It was a fantastic photo of the three of us, Ambassador Alba, the Steel Samurai, and myself. After the photo shoot, I went back to my office on the 5th floor to prepare for my headshake photo op with the Jamming Ninja.
This seems to be rather overworked for an ambassador.
When I got to my office, that's when the first fire broke out and I escaped down the stairs. My office was completely destroyed, but thankfully, no one was hurt. I admit I ran away from the first fire as far as my legs could carry me. But during the second one, I pitched in and helped the embassy staff put it out.
So you didn't see Mr. Cochin again after the start of the Steel Samurai show?
Yes, that's right. The next time I saw him, he was lying there in the internal sleep.
I see. Ambassador Paulino, I thank you very much for your help.
I'm sorry I couldn't be of any more assistance, Mr. Edgeworth. If there is anything else, please don't hesitate to ask. We're alright. Mr. Cochin's ink. Boom. This is what I wanted to talk to him about in the first place, but the way this game was made is you're gonna start with talking with Mr. Paulino, and yeah.
I wonder if you might tell me what you noticed about Mr. Cochin's bottle of ink.
I just thought of it right now, but during the second fire, Manny was worried about his office, so he came rushing back to it. Yeah! I called out to him, and when I received no reply, I used my spare key to open the door. But when I did, I was greeted by a roaring green flames. The flames were so big that I wasn't able to see into the room at all.
The fire was green. What was the cause?
Well, with crystal oils burn green when it's lit.
as you can see by this lantern. And Bubbly's ink is made from the same oil, which means it will also burn green.
You know, I too had thought it was Manny's ink that had caught on fire. Oh! That was the smuggled Bubbly's ink. He was destroying evidence. Manny Cochin. Oh my god. So that's why I was surprised to find out that there was still a bottle of ink left on this desk. The case of the perplexing green flames. Talk about a mystery.
What exactly was it that caught on fire in here?
Or maybe the money, the counterfeit money. Because if the counterfeit money was made with Bubbly's ink, it would burn green. Yeah! Alright. Now I'm gonna present something on this, because when I opened the drawer, the deduce button popped out. So I guess that the reason why is because the strange, I'm gonna examine it again. This is a rather unusual shape for a notepad. I suppose this must be another souvenir from somewhere. This notepad is the same shape of the Mask the Second's note. I thought that it was a piece of paper, but actually the whole piece of paper. I don't know what it's supposed to be like. It looks like a funnel or a hat or a bowl. I don't know what, but this note that the Mask 2, the second got in his hand, was taken from this notepad. Of that, I'm 100% sure.
Eureka!
Yeah.
The shape of this notepad matches the shape of this note we found.
Hey, you're right. What is it? It looks like something straight out of Monument Valley.
Ah, yes. That notepad is a souvenir from somewhere in your country. We've been collecting them for the purpose of studying them, you see. Yes, I do. You do seem to be quite passionate about it. Oh, would you like to see my souvenir collection? I'd love to show it to you. Are you sure they haven't been burned to a crisp by the fires? Ambassador Polino, I wonder if you might recognize the handwriting of this note. This looks like Manny's handwriting. I see. In that case...
Oh, did you figure something out?
This note was found in Alabasta. Specifically, it was found being firmly grasped by the murdered The Mask the Second.
The Mask the Second, then this note.
Yes, it was a request from Mr. Cochin for The Mask the Second to steal the Primidoc statue.
What?
Manny tried to steal Alabasta Primidoc statue? We will know for sure if we could run an handwriting analysis. Ambassador, do you have any documents that were handwritten by Mr. Cochin?
Yes, I can gather a few and give them to you.
I'll have to ask Detective Gumshoe later to run the analysis.
I can't believe that Manny would even think of doing something like this.
Do you have any idea as to why you would have requested the theft of the statue?
There is one possibility, but mind you, it's just my personal speculation.
Anything you can tell me would be of great help, Ambassador.
So, walking right back. I'm walking back and forth from the Ambassador. Yes, the statue were swapped, but
So, Mask the Mask the second would swap the Alabastian statue, come back in Babel, and then what? He would put the statue in Babel, and then Manny Kochan would put it back in Babelese, in Alabast, and the mask would follow him. Something's weird. We'll see how it's gonna unravel. Job for the mask the second. I believe that you said that you might have an idea as to why Mr. Kochan hired the mask the second. Actually, I fear it may be my fault. As I was telling you earlier, we were to determine which statue was the real one as a part of today's event. But because of the Yatagarasu and the fire here, that got cancelled, didn't it? I'm actually relieved the rest of the event has been cancelled. For you see Babal's statue, well, it's just a replica. And did Mr. Kochan know that about Babal's Primilux statue? Of course he knew. That's why he was the only person I could consult with. We'd have to do something once our statue was revealed as a replica. As to be expected, I was very nervous today, as this would impact our country's authority. Yes, I understand. Well, when I told Manny my concern, he said, "Let me handle it, it will be alright. I'll find a way to make sure you're the ambassador of the reunited Codopia." At the time, I thought he was just trying to cheer me up, but when I saw that note, I realized he was serious. Mr. Kochan conducted a lot of business behind your back. I assume he did all that to ensure that you are the next Kodokan ambassador. But why was he trying so hard, I wonder? Well, duh! If he has so much control over the ambassador, he would control Kodopio instead. Text! He was so much better at getting things done than I ever was or will be. I don't know the answer to why he was trying so hard yet, but I suspect he had an ulterior motive in mind beyond just simple kindness.
Oh, here you are, Mr. Edgeworth.
Detective Gumshoe, have you collected the information that I requested?
Yep, got it all right here, sir. Here you go, Kate. Feel free to take a look. It's for you, after all.
What is all this, Gummy?
It's all the information on this room that I got from the embassy and Interpol people. Now we know exactly how this room was before and after the fire.
Good one, Detective.
It was nothing, sir. I'm an expert at getting people to talk.
Right. Wow, you two remind me so much of my father and Uncle Bad. What do you mean? As prosecutor and detective, your dynamic is just like theirs back in the day. Well, don't you worry. I'm going to find my own wonderful partner someday. And when I do, I'm going to become a good Yatagarasu, just like my father, right?
Hold it!
Please don't ask me questions to which I have no answer to, okay? However, I can say that it is truly a wonderful thing to find a partner you can trust. Hey, you bet! So, what now, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, I'd like to ask you for a favor. Yes? That gadget, Mr. Thief, is it? That thing you call your secret weapon? Oh, you mean Little Thief! Hey, you're coming to rely on it, aren't you?
Hold it!
I don't need a crutch like that. I'm only asking because I need it for the investigation. From the information Detective Gumshoe gathered, and the ambassador's testimony, I'd like you to please recreate this room as it was during the third floor fire. You got it! Alright,
Here we go! Dark skies of evening, when no other birds dare take wing, one alone remains all-seeing. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood! Lil Thief, go! Okay, now we see the fire.
It seems there are other things beside what the ambassadors mentioned that have changed.
Okay, I see a pile of money. A big pile of money. I see the fan. I see the missing knife. Okay, there's a lot of stuff I need to inspect.
It seems
Okay.
it's possible that we might find the escape route the person K saw use as well.
Oh, what is this? Is this some sort of light show I was not told about? This is the power of a true vigilante. It's recreating the room with the info I inputted.
Really? This is certainly one interesting device you have there, Miss Faraday. Ahem. I believe it's about time we return to our investigation.
Okay. The fire was set in front of the door, so no one could come in. The clock, the grandfather clock was moved. There was a knife here, now it's gone. There was a pile of money there, now it's gone. There was the Babalese flag on top of the fireplace, now it's gone. The chair was tilted up. And there were curtains on the window, but now they're burned.
You can
No, I don't want to check the site. I already read all this already. Okay, I'm gonna examine the fireplace, so it's gonna be probably gonna examine the Babalese flag.
a fireplace, huh? So Baba's office.
No, the same thing.
It appears that the desk is largely unchanged from before the fire.
Yeah, it just got a little burned, that's all.
It's a very fine desk. I'm sure that even now it's still usable.
If it's that great, why don't you trade your desk with it?
No.
It was just a suggestion. You didn't have to get all monosyllabic on me, you know. I'm gonna check the chair. Oh, I already read that. The curtains are white. And there was, even though it was dark and we couldn't see a silhouette, if the guy was flying, it had to be invisible wire. It wouldn't be the if he was using the curtains for the flying act, from the picture it would have been visible. I'm gonna check the picture again. The photo of the Yatagarasu. Yeah, because he's walking. Well, it looks like he's flying, or is wall running from between the third and the fourth floor, approximately, or between the fourth and the fifth floor. And we see all the windows
none of them has their curtain closed, but some of them have their light open. Plus the light from the spotlight, it's pretty visible. We can see the wall pretty well, even though we cannot see the details of the person per se. We see the wall very well, and if he was doing a flying act, it would have to be invisible wire or very thin iron wire, but the curtains wouldn't be feasible. It would be too obvious. Alright, I'm gonna check at the pile of money. Oh, so Babal is really into pushing their tourism industry, huh?
Yes, it appears that way.
You know, I really love to take a trip. Hey, why don't we take one after this case?
Do you already have a destination in mind?
Well, ideally, I'd like to go someplace where I can continue my thief training.
Well, if you want to learn the fine art of stealth, perhaps you should visit the studio where they make the Jamming Ninja TV show.
Hey, that's actually a really great idea, Mr. Edgeworth!
I can't believe she took me seriously.
So this is not money, these are flyers. I'm gonna check this. It looks like one of the Babbly's knives was actually missing. It looks like one of the Babbly's knives was already missing before the fire began.
So it would seem, especially since the other two knives handles were burned away.
The remaining handle was swapped out with the handle from the real murder weapon, and Babal's national treasure was stolen. Poor Babal, don't you think?
I'm not sure I would lump the replica statue in with the rest of Babal's woes.
Okay. But me too, I really thought that was the money. I'm gonna check the grandfather clock that was moved for some reason.
This grandfather clock was apparently in a different position before the fire.
According to the staff members, the clock was flush against the wall before the fire, sir.
Which means that most likely it was moved by someone during the fire.
Speaking of which, it's totally 11 o'clock now, but I don't hear any chiming. That's odd. It was still chiming right on the dot of every hour this morning. Maybe the fire damaged its internal mechanism or something.
Ambassador Polino, may we please take a look inside that clock?
Sure, go right on it.
Detective Gumshoe, if you could please inspect the inside of this clock.
Yes, sir, I'm on it. Mr. Edgeworth, I found this inside, sir.
It looks like a length of wire, so this was caused the clock to stop chiming. But what was a long length of wire doing inside this clock in the first place?
Ah, you see? This wire could work. The wire that was used to block the chiming mechanism of the grandfather clock could as well be used to do the flying act. Because it's thin enough, it looks sturdy enough, and from afar it would be invisible. There's a long length of wire. Wire data jotted down in my organizer. Why would someone do this to such a valuable clock? Sounds like it wasn't Mr. Polino that put the wire in there.
Then perhaps it was Mr. Coach and Skiller who did. These must have been the large green flames Ambassador Polino saw.
With flames like these, it's no wonder he couldn't get in.
Okay, by the time you came into this room, had the fire had already been put out?
Yep,
the fire that died out or something by that time.
Then this fire is here only burned from the time the fire started on the 3rd floor. Until the Yatagarasu appeared and caused a stir in Babal, I suppose.
I guess Mr. Polino was just lucky enough to run into this fire as it was burning, huh?
Yes, you could put it that way, and since you were the first to discover the body, you can assume that no one else entered the room until that time. No one other than the person you were chasing, of course.
I knew it! That person I saw was definitely up to no good! I mean, that person could even be Mr. Coach's killer!
That is very likely to be the case. After all, that person came into this room before you and must have chosen this room precisely because they knew no one would be in here.
Okay, then maybe the green fire was where it was to prevent anyone from coming in? But then, what did the person set on fire to make the green flames?
Well, whatever it is that person burned, it made a rather sizable fire.
So yeah, the counterfeit bills are not available in the simulation because that's what's actually burning. And since the fire is green, well, we've seen something that burns green, right? It's a bit tinier than these flames, but you get what I mean.
Yes, I do believe that what you are thinking is exactly why these flames are green.
Which fire-related piece of evidence burns a flame? Blah, 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 blah. Oh. I wonder, because I got two possible answers here. The Babalese ink and the counterfeit bills. I wonder if both answers are correct. I'm gonna try the bills first.
Take that!
The source of the green in this flame...
Oh. Doesn't look like I got it.
The source of the green in these flames is related to this.
Oh, really? Well, I don't think they're related at all.
Oh? Sorry, it really isn't related after all.
Hey, you honestly apologize. It's time for being wrong.
What? I'm always honest.
And that's a good thing. Now just keep on doing it.
I need to think about this a bit more carefully. If I stay calm, the answer should come to me. This green flame, it's the same as that other flame.
Take that!
You gotta be shitting me. Okay. They want me to answer the silhouette lantern.
Take that!
Yeah. Because the Babalese ink was wrong too.
This silhouette lantern, its green flame comes from the wheat crystal oils it's burning.
Yeah, that's the fire I was thinking of too. I love the green it gives off. Yeah, we need to check in the wording. Like, the other flame, even though it's smaller, burns the same. We're jumping too far ahead.
I think we now establish that the green flames were caused by wheat crystal oil. Furthermore, we know that there is only one other thing that made from wheat crystal oil.
Oh, you mean that thing Mr. Polino was mistaken about, right?
Yes, precisely. As we found out earlier in our investigation.
What? I don't get it. Can you fill me in, sir?
Fine, I suppose. I'll explain it in a way that even you can understand. This is a thing made from wheat crystal oil that Ambassador Polino was mistaken about.
Now it's the ink.
Take that!
We have to make baby step, sense of logic. Remember, it's a kid's game. People, when they play the game, they go, oh my god, I'm wrong. Oh my god, I'm wrong. Oh my god, I'm wrong. Oh no, I'm game over. Reload. Oh my god, I'm wrong. Oh my god, I'm wrong. Yeah, I got it right.
Bubbly's ink is made from wood crystal oil.
Oh, so it should burn the same color as the flames in the lantern, right?
Yes, precisely. However, the green flames in this room were not from a bottle of Bubbly's ink. And this is why I present the counterfeit bill.
Because we found the ink Mr. Cochin used on his desk, right?
Yes, however, we know that Mr. Cochin was smuggling the ink in massive quantities. Now, what do you suppose he made using all that ink? I believe what he made with that ink is the answer to what gave birth to the green flames.
Oh yeah, I'm beginning to really feel the energy coming from you, Mr. Edgeworth.
It would appear that I finally found it, the smuggling ring's real gold. Made of Bubbly's ink, this is the source of the green flames.
Take that!
What would consume that great of a volume of ink to make? That would be the counterfeit bills that the smuggling ring made and are circulating in Zhengfa.
You're kidding! You're saying that it was Mr. Cochin who made the counterfeit bills?
I am. I believe you could even go so far as to say that he stole Babal's printing press. Ambassador, Mr. Cochin had permission to freely use the printing press, correct?
Why, yes, and I do remember seeing it used in the middle of the night. But never did I think he was using it for such a foul deed.
Ambassador, because of your secretary's crime, you will need to be investigated as well.
Yes, I suppose so. We're caused a bit of trouble for a few countries, haven't we? Oh boy.
It's my duty to search out all who shielded Mr. Cochin and concealed his crime. For they are the ones who have started the fire in order to destroy the evidence.
Counterfeit bill data updated in my organizer. Okay. Whew. I'm gonna take a bit of water. Examine this.
It's the charred remain of a fallen ceiling fan.
Oh, I've seen a few of these before. They spin around and around and play music.
I believe you're thinking of a musical mobile for babies.
Oh yeah, that's it!
But they're nothing alike.
They're totally alike. They spin those babies right round like a record baby right round. I was wondering if they're gonna make a pop culture reference.
I see. I guess I can see how you might think that.
Okay, what else is to be done here? I'm gonna talk to Gumshoe.
Detective, you took part in the initial Bubble investigation, correct?
Yep, sure did. I also helped out put both fire. Oh, I also helped put out both fires, sir. But that first fire took me by surprise. I had a tough time escaping the 5th floor. First, I tried the elevator, but I guess someone else had the same idea because it was in use. If I hadn't remembered to use the stairs at that point, I've been burned to a crisp.
Oh boy.
Hold it! Wait, that's odd. We always warn our staff that in the case of a fire, it's dangerous to use the elevator.
Oh?
Maybe someone rode it in the fit of panic?
Detective, did you see the Yatagarasu that came into the Babaly's embassy at all?
I didn't personally. And the other staff members told me they never got a good look at the person either, sir.
I wonder if you could tell me a bit more about what you discovered, Detective.
Yeah, during the fire.
The second fire broke out around the time the Yatagarasu was spotted in Alabasta. That's also when a suspicious person was spotted in Babal, which caused some panic.
Hold it!
So no one was able to get a good look at this Yatagarasu that entered Babal?
Yep. All they saw was a mysterious person wearing a long coat. But that's not enough to make a positive idea, you know.
Still, it was enough to make the people who received the calling card panic even more.
A person in a long coat sounds like the exact same person I saw.
The Yatagarasu that appears in Alabas was proven to be just a fabrication, a shadow. In light of that fact, that the Yatagarasu that appeared in Babal is also suspected.
You can't be serious! Not when we're this close to capturing the fake, Callisto you!
So the Yatagarasu appeared, caused mass confusion, killed Mr. Cochin, then disappeared.
What you saw?
By the way, detective, why did you not chase after the Yatagarasu?
I did, but, well, this embassy is huge, sir. I got separated from the other staff members I was with and was lost for a while there.
Hold it!
You didn't even memorize the layout of the building you were to guard, detective?
Hey, I'll be sure to do that from now on, sir. But you know, it was thanks to me being lost that I was able to come to Kay's rescue.
Oh? Is that a fact?
Yeah, it was when I was lost and wandering around in the third floor always, sir. When I heard a scream, I headed towards it right away.
Oh! That's probably from when I found Mr. Cochin's body.
Yeah, I thought it sounded like her, so I got real worried and ran as fast as I could.
And it was thanks to Gummy that Miss China wasn't able to take me away. He covered for me until you got here, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh? I see. So it can be useful once in a blue moon.
Still, it's too bad that Agent China got here before I did.
I wonder where Agent China was before you found her here.
And where's Agent China right now? Like I haven't met her at all on the way.
Well, just before I got in this room, I saw her coming out the room next door.
China's location. She was in the room next to Mr. Cochin's office up until she tried to escape. In the logic box.
Agent China mentioned something about chasing the Yatagarasu herself earlier.
Well, she apparently helped in putting out the fire. She apparently helped in putting out the first fire. Then during the second fire, I heard she was busy chasing the Yatagarasu.
She seems to be a very dedicated agent. You would do well to learn from her.
Why are you pointing at me when you say that, sir?
We've examined everything in this office, but there is one thing that bothers me. Perhaps I should ask Ambassador Polino about it. Ambassador Polino, there is something I'd like to ask you about. Yes? About this office, it appears to me to be very similar to Ambassador Alba's office. For example, the location of the fireplace and the position of the grandfather clock.
Oh, that's right. You've also paid a visit to the Alabastian side of the embassy. Our two embassies actually used to be one.
Yes, I know. Even the pamphlet mentioned that.
Which is why the building is bilaterally symmetrical. Bilateral symmetry, because this used to be one embassy, offices on the two sides are symmetrical. So no matter which room, the location of the fireplace and the like are exactly the same. Even where the art is located is the same. As my room is currently under renovation, we worked hard to make Manny's room look like the ambassador's office. You mean for your handshake photo op with the jamming ninja?
Yes, that's right.
I can't use logic, it's still in the cutscene. As soon as I have an opportunity, I'm gonna do it, okay?
I mean, what's a photo like that worth if it's not taken in the ambassador's office, right? Yet another odd expression of Babal's obsessively competitive spirit with Olivas, I take it. Thank you, Ambassador. That piece of information is all I need to connect the dots.
Connect what dots? Well, anyway, I'm glad I was able to be of some help. Alright. I got connected fireplace, bilateral symmetry, renovation, China's location. I'm gonna connect the fireplace with the symmetry. Maybe it's gonna say, oh, there's another secret passage inside the fireplace too. Because when I inspected the fireplace, Droid didn't do squat. And they connect.
The Alabastion and Bobbly sides of the building are symmetrical to each other. As we know that to be a fact, then this room's fireplace may also hide a secret passageway.
A secret passageway?
In Alabast, the fireplace turned out to have a revolving back wall.
A revolving wall? Oh, it sounds like something out of a ninja house. Wow, there was a trick like that built into the fireplace, sir?
What? This embassy holds that kind of secret? There seems to be a lot about this room that you don't know about, Ambassador. I guess it's time to pay the bill for letting Manny to do so much work for me. Please, I really want to know about the real Manny and what you know about this room.
What are you waiting for, Mr. Edgeworth? Let's get to the bottom of this.
Agreed. And my first thought is that it's likely the killer used the revolving fireplace.
Yeah.
I'm gonna... It looks...
Oh! There's an X. It's in the wall of the fireplace. It looks like just another fireplace though, doesn't it? So how do you turn it again?
In Alabast, I had to push where the X was on the far wall of the fireplace.
Oh! Oh, I see an X back there, sir. Let's see what happens when I push it.
Hold it!
Ah, you scared me, sir.
There is something about this fireplace that lies in contradiction to the facts.
Huh? But we found an X when you thought there'd be one, right?
We did, but that's not what I was referring to. Something is missing from this scene. What does this contradiction mean for us?
I see wood.
All I see inside this fireplace is starter wood.
Huh? That's odd. It doesn't match up with what Mr. Paulino said earlier.
What is the meaning of this contradiction?
Oh! The fireplace. The starter wood is not supposed to be there because if we take into account Paulino's testimony, he spilled Babbly's ink into the back wall. Oh, yeah. There's supposed to be ink onto the back wall while burning files in the fireplace, and he left ashes there. So it's gonna be either the back of the wall or the starter wood. I'm gonna present this.
Eureka!
Ambassador Paulino, you said that you burned some old files in this fireplace today, correct?
Yes, I burned quite a few files this morning, actually.
And after you did, you forgot to clean out the ashes from the fireplace, correct?
That's right, but what? Why are you asking, and why are you making such a scary face? I'm
sorry, I admit I am a bit intimidating when I'm serious. In any case, take a good look at this fireplace and tell me what you find odd about it. Let's see.
Where did all the ashes go? Missing ashes. The ashes that should still be in the fireplace are missing. Where did they go? In the logic box. What is the meaning of this, Mr. Edgeworth? You don't really think that Ambassador Polino is lying, don't you?
No, there is no reason for him to lie. And I don't believe his testimony is wrong either. It is the fireplace that's causing the contradiction. Okay, I wonder if you might update the fireplace data for me.
You got it. I'll add in the ashes from the burnt files and... Sounds like we've pretty much figured everything out now, huh?
Well, it was nothing. All I did was follow where our leads led us.
Oh, I sense it going on. You're about to dazzle us again, right? Oh, you mean that? Well, if what Mr. Edgeworth is known for, you know...
There is really no need for you to dance around the name of what I'm about to do.
Already check this area.
If we push this X mark, the fireplace wall should turn.
A revolving firewall, a revolving fireplace wall. That's neat, sir. We should hurry up and...
Hold it!
Wait, Detective, there is something we need to examine about this first. Besides which, there is also something I'd like to test.
Like what, sir?
I'll tell you later, Detective. For now, let's continue with the investigation.
Okay, well... I'm gonna keep logicking. Revolving fireplace use and missing ashes.
Yeah, they fit. The reason as to why the ashes are missing is simple.
It's not because someone cleaned them up, right?
No, because even if someone did sweep them up, the fireplace is too clean for that. Ambassador Polino said he spilled some Barbally's ink while he was burning the files. And yet, there is not a trace of the spilled ink on the back wall anywhere.
Well, then I don't know what happened.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. The two sides were switched. By using the revolving fireplace walls, the ashes were moved into the neighboring room. Which means that this is clear contradiction that the fireplace was used.
All that for a stupid piece of evidence. Alright, we're gonna keep logicking until we cannot do anything else. But yeah, I read you, Jake. The game is making me move and is making me do some silly stuff, but revolving fireplace wall data jotted down in my organizer. Then you mean the person I was chasing disappeared from this room through there?
Yes, I believe the person you were in pursuit of is Mr. Cochin's killer. And after committing the murder, escaped through the fireplace.
Escape through revolving fireplace. The person K was chasing used the fireplace to escape into the room next door. In the logic box. Wow, Mr. Edgeworth, you figured out the killer's escape route.
I have, but this is only the beginning. Now we have to chase the killer down.
Alright, so we have renovation, China's location, and escape through revolving fireplace. I'm gonna try that. China's location, she was in the room next to Mr. Cochin's office up until she tried to escape. And they fit!
If the killer used the fireplace in this room to escape into the next, then it's only logical for us to talk with the person who was in the neighboring room.
Well, the person that was in the next room was... Oh, it was that person, sir.
Yes, Detective. Agent China. She's turning off the simulation. Investigation complete.
It's looking more and more like Miss China is the killer, isn't it?
Let's not jump to conclusion yet. We need to go through what we know so far. She came running straight into this room from the next one and instantly accused you. Furthermore, she claimed that it could only have been you that killed Mr. Cochin. I don't have any proof yet, however, I know she is hiding something from us.
Okay then, why don't we go ask Miss China herself?
Hold it!
No, not yet. There's something that needs to be done first. Detective Gumshoe.
Sir, it's my turn to do something, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, I have a two-part special assignment for you. First, I need you to run an handwriting analysis on the mask the second's note.
Okay, I'll get the lab boys on that right away.
Second, I want you to see if you can fit through the revolving fireplace wall.
Right now, sir?
No, next decade. Of course now! We need to test our hypothesis first, don't we?
Go on, Gummy, you can do it.
Alright, I'm gonna do this like a real man. Here I go through the fireplace and back.
You shouldn't need to psych yourself up that much for such a simple task, Detective.
Wow, the wall inside in the fireplace really did turn.
That's so neat. Now I'm gonna try going through there too.
There really is a secret passageway through there. I had no idea. It appeared that the ash really was pushed into the other room. Furthermore, the Babaly's ink you spilled, Ambassador, is there on the back wall.
Okay, here I go, sir.
Detective, I'd like you to go through there under the same condition as the killer.
Huh? But there's all that ash and stuff.
And your point is, now, we're short on time, so if you could please hurry on through.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now we pretty much have the whole picture, right?
No, not yet. There remains a few more mysteries to solve. Such as the Yatagrasu's whereabouts, the other smuggling ring members, the two weapons that made it across the border, the key Miss Yu stole 7 years ago. In fact, we haven't figured out a thing regarding how Miss Yu is related to these embassies.
Mr. Edgeworth.
A number of pieces connect a very complicated way in this case. It's almost enough to make one completely mentally exhausted.
What are you saying, Mr. Edgeworth? I thought you were the one who said that it's easy if you follow the leads.
Was that supposed to be an impression of me, Kay?
If it's info gathering you need, Gummy and I can help with that. Then all you have to do is show off your fancy schmancy logical deductions.
Show off? Does it seem like I'm being boastful when I do that?
Let's not overcomplicate matters, okay, Mr. Edgeworth? We've been so focused like a laser on only what seems strange and out of place. It's no wonder nothing's clicked and we haven't unlocked anything yet. But if we think things through calmly, the answer should come to us.
Okay.
That's the sort of thing I say to myself when I'm practicing how to unlock bad lucks, you know.
That is something that I hope practice doesn't make perfect for your sake.
Yay, looks like you're back to your straight-laced self again.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back, sir.
Yes, I can see that. Good work, Detective.
Looks like you can use that fireplace like a door, sir.
Are you alright, Gummy?
I'm okay, I'm just a bit of ash and dust, that's all.
Your jacket has gotten quite filthy. I see the hem has practically turned black.
Yeah, well, quite a bit of the unburnt ink got on it, sir.
I see. Thank you, detective. You did a fine job. I'll even pay the cleaning bill for the trench coat.
What? Oh no, sir, I could never. This is my old coat, sir. If it was a coat I actually cared about, then I'd get it clean, but you know.
I see. Very well then, as you wish.
So because Gummy was able to climb through the fireplace, we know it can be used, right?
Yes, but that's not all that we learned. We actually learned one other important fact.
And that is...
I will have to explain it to you later. Right now, we need to deal with the handwriting analysis. Detective Gumshoe?
Yes, sir, I'll be back before you know it.
The handwriting analysis on Mr. Cochin's handwriting will take a bit of time. Let us go and wait in the Theatre of Neutralis along with Agent Lang and Agent China. To be continued. Woo! Do you want to save? Yes, I fucking want to save. It's safe. I'm gonna save again. Saving again. And save some more.